Hey, I wanted to talk to you today about parenting the manifesting generator child. And if you were a manifesting generator, think back to when you were a child and how you were parented. Because I'm going to bring up a couple things and it may trigger you a little bit. Um, if you are listening as an adult manifesting generator. And if you have a child that is a manifesting generator, um, I guess it did for me. I'm a manifesting generator and I have one manifesting generator child. I have a projector and a generator also. But, when we start to want to consciously parent our children, right? Be more aware of our parenting style, break some of those patterns that we were that we grew up with as a child. Sometimes it can bring up a sense of, maybe lack, a sense of sadness, a sense of, um, just maybe regret or thinking that, maybe wishing that we were parented different. And I know that that's something that I've had to work through myself and have come to the conclusion that, our parents know, they only know what they know, right? Just like I only know what I know. And there are going to be things that my kids are going to wish that I would have done for them that I maybe was not aware of at the time right now. Our consciousness is always and ever evolving, and the only thing that we can do in the moment is to open ourselves up to being in the moment and the opportunities that present themselves to us in that moment. And when there is something that can come into our own field of consciousness that allows us to expand, then how amazing is that? And allow that process. But to try to, fix something in the past, remedy something in the past that can't be, it's just going to leave us with a feeling of guilt and maybe a little bit of shame in some senses. And that's not going to do anything moving forward. So I just, I preface this video just with that in mind. And, if you have a manifesting generator child, just try to parent them in the way that maybe you wish that you would have been parented yourself, and that's it. And just do that and know that you're doing the best that you can with the amazing and wonderful wisdom that you have. And as more wisdom comes along, you will be open to that and ask the universe, ask God for that. So anyway, on to the meat of this video. If you have a manifesting generator child, they are incredibly powerful. They have a lot of energy and they are, they're like a tornado, like moving through a space. Just the very act of them sometimes getting up to go and get something for themselves or can cause a nervousness at times with other people in the room, especially if the other people are, projectors, maybe generators, manifestors. And if you're a parent of a manifesting generator child, you know that this child they're on a mission, man. I mean, manifesting generators know some deep down is, and depending on the profile that they have, that they're on a mission, especially if they have a left angle type of profile. They're on a mission in this life, and they may not consciously know that and are aware of that, but unconsciously they are. So the two things that can help you parent them in a more conscious way is knowing their frustration cycles and anger. So I'm going to just target frustration first. So generators, whether you're a generator or a manifesting generator. So if you have a generator child as well, or if you're a generator, this can apply to you too. So generators are, their cycle of evolution is built upon, growth and then plateau, growth and then plateau. And within the plateau, it can get frustrating. It can get incredibly frustrating. And I in the studies that I've done and the experience that I have as a generator, manifesting generator, I feel like it can be a few different things. I feel that it can be um, a sense of, maybe what we're doing in that frustration, what we're engaged in isn't aligned for us. And if it's not aligned for us, we need to just ask ourselves these questions, right? Like, why am I doing what I'm doing? Is this truly like my passion? Does this light up my sacral, right? Always going back to your strategy, and your authority. And if it does, then the next question can be, okay, well, why am I feeling frustrated right now, right? And again, going back to the evolution of a generator or manifesting generator in their life is the growth and the plateau. Well, as generators learn really quickly. They can pick up things really quick and they can move pretty quickly in life. And so life often calls the generators to pause for a moment and wait for a moment. And that's that plateau. And in that waiting, a whole new level of breakthrough is waiting to come through and to bust through. But the thing is with the manifesting generator, because patience is really hard because they move really fast, they get really irritated quickly. And their first instinct is to quit, is to give up, is to say, I'm done. I'm not going to do this anymore. I know I've done this so much in my lifetime, so I get it. And had I known this information, before in my life, I don't know, maybe things would have been different. But it's okay now. And because all we can do is know what we know now and move forward in that knowledge. But anyway, so understanding that frustration can come in that level, in that moment when the breakthrough is about ready to happen, is helping your child realize that. So when they're feeling frustration, when you know that they're at their point of about ready to give up, ask them the questions like, are you really in this? Like, is this something that you love? And help them to almost befriend frustration, to look at frustration in a new way, with a new way, I guess, of looking at it, as saying, wow, if I'm feeling this frustration, there must be energy within me, right? Because frustration can build up and it feels like a lot of energy within ourselves. And within that feeling that frustration, it's, one of the options that we have, right, is to quit, is to be like, I'm done. Oh, okay, release, right? The other option that we have, though, too, is to say, all right, I'm feeling this frustration. And I know right now, because I'm a generator, right? So you can help teach your child this. And that frustration is part of the game. And frustration is telling me that there's momentum building within me to help break through to the next level. So that could be a really amazing place to start with your kiddo, is to help them with the energy of frustration and help them move through that in a way that they aren't frustrated by the energy of frustration, but that they're inspired by the energy of frustration, knowing that they're this much closer to their next breakthrough, to their next major growth period, but then realize that they're going to reach another level of plateau. But the generator's whole goal in life, or not goal, but the whole purpose of a generator is to reach mastery. And the only way we can reach mastery is if we don't quit in that frustration process. If we don't just initiate quitting, and that's the key right there. Initiating the quitting is never going to be a good sign. And that is one way that your generator child, or you, if you're a generator, will not reach that mastery. And then even more frustration will come, will come into your field. So that's the first thing about a parenting and manifesting generator, is the frustration. The second is anger. And I say that not necessarily as anger. It's just this almost frustration, anger mixed in this, because when a manifesting generator, so a manifestor and a manifesting generator has a very, has a creative flow within them that does not have words to it. it's quick, it's fast, it moves fast, and it just it's super creative, and it's doing something, it's forming something, it's formulating something in their field. And when they get interrupted in that, meaning if they get asked a question like, hey, what are you doing? Just even that can, I mean, really elicit anger to burst forth from a manifesting generator. And anything that disrupts their nonverbal energetic flow is going to feel very angering for them. And if you're on the other side of that, or say they have siblings or friends that are on the other side of that, right, that don't know that aren't aware of that, it can be really disheartening too, to be on the other end of that when they're in their mode. They're just in their flow. They're in their mode. It's not personal, but they just don't like to be interrupted in that creative flow. So the one thing that you can help your manifesting generator child is to help inform, help them to learn how to inform others of, even when they're in that process, because it's nonverbal, they can't formulate the words, and the energy that it takes to actually have them even like bring the words together. I know for me, when I'm in that place, I have a hard time, and I fumble over my words because I don't even know what to say. And then I just get completely flustered, and it will literally break that flow. And then I'm like, ugh. And so if you have a child that is in that space, what you can do, and what's helped me, is to be able to tell my kids or tell people I'm around, like, hey, like, I'm just, I'm doing this, please don't ask, just something like that. Just maybe have one word that your child can speak that is a clue, right? Like for your family, so that they know, like, oh, okay, they're in their flow, just let them do their thing. And then the way they can inform is to say, hey, I'm just doing something, or I'm in my creative flow, or whatever that is. Maybe it's just only one word that they can utter at that time, but to help them, because it's not personal at all. A manifesting generator is just, they're on a mission, so to speak. They really are on a mission, and it is fast, and it's furious at times, and it's so internal that to be able to be to be disrupted by the external is really like shattering for them. So understanding that as their parent is huge. It's not personal. You have not done anything to, you haven't made them mad. They're upset or frustrated or angry because they're just being disrupted in their own flow, and that's it. So don't take anything personally when they're in that state. Just help them to realize that, to help them to inform when they're in that state, to be able to communicate in whatever way they can, that they're in this flow, and to not interrupt them. And when you see them in that flow, maybe just stand back for a moment and just let them be. And if they need something, they will ask you. Manifesting generators have a hard time asking other people for help. So by you asking them, hey, do you need help? They don't even know, because they're so in their in their internal sense that they have no idea what they even need. And whatever they think they need, they think that they're going to be able to figure it out on their own anyways. So as parents, what we can do is, and I've had to do this even as a manifesting generator with my manifesting generator child, is if I feel like I need to help him, but he doesn't need help, I'm like, what am I trying to fulfill for myself? That's my own need. It's my own maybe wound that I need to like take a look at for myself, that I'm not going to put on my child. Right. So if I'm taking something that he's doing as personal, that's me, and I need to go back and take a look at me and go, oh wow, what wound did that open up right there when they said that, or they did that, or they acted that way, or they had that expression maybe on their face towards me. So one of the biggest things that you can do as a parent of a manifesting generator is to help them be in their flow without disrupting it, and help them recognize when they are in that flow, So, and that how to, help inform others like, hey, here's what I'm doing. Boom. Or I'm going to be busy for the next 2 hours. Please don't disrupt me. Or I'm going to be, I'll come out when I need help. I don't need help unless I ask. Whatever that is going to help them to communicate so that they can do what they need to do and feel satisfied at the end of whatever they're doing. That's the biggest thing. If your generator child is feeling dissatisfied, there's a breakdown in communication. There's a breakdown in just the structure of, the energetics, within themselves, maybe within the home, within the communication. And so when we get that back online, it just works a whole lot smoother. And then you, as a parent, can feel more confident that you are helping your child actually help to fulfill their own needs and meet their needs, and not creating anything that doesn't maybe need to be created. So I hope this helps. If you have a manifesting generator child, comment below and how that's been for you. And then also, if you're a manifesting generator, how was that when you were growing up? Oh, the other thing I'm going to add to that too is a manifesting generator child needs several things. They have several irons in the fire, so to speak. That's okay. The worst thing you can say to a manifesting generator child is stick to one thing. Pick one thing and stick to it. It's the worst thing you can say, because that's not how they're built. They have to multitask. There are certain people that can multitask and certain people that can't. Manifesting generators can multitask, and they need to multitask. Not everything that they have going on will be fruitful, and those things will fall off. And let them, as a parent, let them try several things and let some things fall away as they fall away. Ask your manifesting generator yes, no type questions, get them in tune. I'll have another video on getting them in tune with their sacral, and that's their authority. But as long as they're in tune with their own authority, you don't have to worry about whether they're in the right things or the wrong things or enough things or not enough things or whatever it is. They'll be able to direct that themselves, especially as they get to a certain age. So they have to be busy. They have so much energy that if they're not busy and they don't have the energy focused in different directions, it's going to be harder for you as a parent. So allow them to have several irons in the fire. Allow them to, if it lights them up, allow them to pursue those things. And the things that aren't, really truly like correct for them will fall away, and they naturally will fall away, and allow that to happen too. The notion in our society that we have to finish something to its, completion, or once we start something and we have to finish it, whatever it's, a year, 2 years, 3 years, or whatever the idea of completion is, ask yourself this question, like, is this a programmed or conditioned belief? Or is this really truly a value of mine? So, because there's a difference there, and only you can know the difference. But anyways, I hope this helps any parents of manifesting generators. And if you were a manifesting generator, it's okay to have irons in the fire, and it's okay to not have everything pan out. You're trying new things. You're experimenting. You are, I think that manifesting generators are probably one of the most curious types within the human design system, and they need an outlet for all of that curiosity. So allow that for your child, and allow that for yourself as well too. All right, let me know how you are in the comments if you want, and if you have a child that's a manifesting generator, and if you're a manifesting generator, how is that for you? All right, have a good one. Bye.